Hello, this is Child Crest, and it is all about the child. We have dedicated this program to take a holistic look on the well-being of the growing child. Talk about the nutrition, the play, the rights, all it takes to have a good child in the society. The child is entitled to a lot of rights. What are these rights? Our experts will be telling us about these rights. We're talking about nutrition. We're not going to just be talking here. We're going to be going over to the kitchen. A lot of us are usually confused as to what to introduce as complementary feeding, how to wean our child, the right food to give to the growing child to avoid malnutrition and undernutrition. Our nutritionists will be waiting for us in the kitchen to give us all this demonstration. We're back to meet my very esteemed guest in the studio. We're back shortly.
Are you a parent and desire to pick developmental milestone of your child? This you can get in our incisive studio charts.
Can you identify some myths and misconceptions?
Adequate nutrition is the foundation for development.
Pressure can set in.
I enjoin all fathers to support their wife.
Those who feed challenged children.
If you see a child that finish eating and sits down, there's something wrong somewhere.
Instructive drama saying,
I will be due for delivery soon, and there's no good food in this house, please.
Auntie, no, wait, never go.
See the apple. It's one way you pack all these things. Now for one time also.
Come on, pick up your lunchbox and let me take you to school.
Counsel from caregivers.
I believe that most caregivers love their jobs. Play helps a child to develop his psychomotor domain.
Cookery of relevant menu.
You are welcome to Child Crest Kitchen.
Egg goes in my brainy crayfish. We can always add so many other items to our fortified pap.
These fruits and vegetables can be eaten as snacks for pregnant women.
Play mode of children in their natural habitats. Season 1 is all about nutrition.
Hello, this is Child Crest, and it is all about the child. You're welcome back. It's Child Crest, all about the child. And it's my pleasure, really delighted, to welcome to the studios of Ames Media, Mrs. Toyin Adams, a nutrition specialist of long standing. You're welcome to Child Crest, madam.
Thank you very much, ma.
Now, our focus is on nutrition, your key area. What is nutrition? Precisely the way everybody will understand it.
Nutrition can be defined as the science of food, the nutrients and substances in it, their action, inaction, and balance in relation to health and disease. What this simply says is that you are what you eat. It's either the food you take in, the nutrients in it, gives you a good health, or in one way or the other, result in diseases and most cases, death.
Okay, succinctly, that's what nutrition is. Now, I hear that nutrition has different categories. I hear of undernutrition, malnutrition, overnutrition. Now, let's focus on undernutrition for this chart. What is undernutrition?
Undernutrition simply refers to deficiency of calorie, protein, and some essential vitamins and minerals. And this always occurs when there's lack of food or inability to access food. And also it happens when there is a disorder that affects eating or absorption of nutrients in the body. And it could be as a result of illness, where there's demand for more calories, and what the person is taking cannot meet up with that calorie demand. So there will be an undernutrition. And when you look at undernutrition, we're talking of inadequate weight for age, which we refer to as stunting for children under 5, or when a baby is dangerously thin, which we call wasting. And also we have micronutrient deficiencies. All this results in undernutrition.
Okay, let's take it from, I know our focus is on the growing child. The main thrust of the program is the growing child. But let's even take it from when the woman is carrying this fetus, this baby in her womb, what are those actions or inactions that may result to undernutrition of her, by extension, the baby in her womb?
Oh, well, we all know that the nutritional status of a pregnant woman is a determinant of the pregnancy outcome. The weight of the baby, the development of the baby in the womb, the fetus in the womb, the height, the fundal height, the weight gain, because that weight gain plays a very important role for a pregnant woman. If a pregnant woman is not gaining the required weight during pregnancy, it's a sign of danger. It's a sign that the baby she's going to produce is going to be underweight. It's a sign that during delivery, there could be complication as a result of deficiency of some nutrients such as iron. You can have inadequate blood during delivery. So the nutrition of a pregnant woman is very important. Hence, it is of paramount that families, governments should look into supporting a pregnant woman. Then the woman should be stress-free.
Really? You know, our focus on this program will target community segments in a way that the underserved can be assisted with little things that they may take for granted in spite of the economic hardship. You know, what advice do you have a pregnant woman that probably in a community that may not really have the wherewithal to be able to afford the luxury of the right nutrition?
Well, when you look at it, we have what we call support. We refer it as infant and young child feeding support groups. So these groups involves pregnant women, lactating women, women with children under 5, together with supervising community-based organizations. And what this group entails is bringing women together. They learn one craft, art craft or the other. We encourage them to have a cooperative. It's a form of empowerment. They share knowledge on how they care for their children. They share knowledge on the types of foods that is adequate for the child. They are able to express the challenges they are facing in that community with respect to caring for their children. And each group is attached to the nearest health facility, primary health care facility, which is supervising health care worker that attends this meeting. You know, it's a form of empowerment. It's a form of ensuring that the people have access to health care, they have access to education, nutrition education, health education, they share knowledge, they learn about good practices in the community and good nutrition.
I'm chatting with Mrs. Tony Adams. She's a nutrition expert. In fact, from what she has said so far, you know that she's very much qualified to be here on the program. She's talked about the things that needed to be done by people, mothers, that are in the underserved. Let's go over to our kitchen segment. Let us see how some of these meals that can be eaten, consumed by a pregnant woman and the growing child can assist with combating the undernutrition, the focus of our chats today.
Hello, you are welcome to Child Crest Kitchen. My name is Temitope Sikiru. We'll be looking at different food groups that we have to help the growing child. A child has been on breast milk alone for the past 6 months will have to be introduced gradually to home food. And this home food, we have different groups. We have the staple that we know as carbohydrate, and we can see all different food that make up this group. Apart from the staples, we have our protein. The protein is actually divided into 2. We have the animal protein and the plant protein. From there, we get to the next one. That's our fruits and vegetables. That's the vitamins. We have our fruits, our vegetables. We have our tomatoes. We have our palm oil. The palm oil is actually fat and oil, but it's not needed in large quantities. It's needed in minute quantities. For this particular one, it shouldn't be added much quantity to the food. And we want to say that for a child to actually have adequate diet, a child at a particular meal should be able to have at least one from each food group. Today, we are going to be preparing semolina pudding. And preparing that to actually give us a 2-star meal. But we are encouraged that for every child to have adequate meal, the child needs at least 4-star meal at a table. So when we now make this Semolina pudding as 2-star meal, we're going to give that particular child fruit to go along with it and make it now 3-star. So if a child can actually have 3 or 4-star meal at a table, we are sure that the issue of malnutrition, undernutrition will be a thing of the past. So join me as we go about preparing a Semolina pudding. To make our Semolina pudding, we're going to need our Semolina flour, which we have here, as we can see. Then we are going to need our milk. I'm talking about milk. We are talking about growing children, so we are always particular about the kind of milk we give to those children. We don't do adult milk, we do actually infant formula, so milk for age. So from 6 months to 1 year, there's a particular milk that's meant for age. And from 1 year to 3 years, there's a particular milk made for, so we don't do adult milk for children, as long as they're still between 0 to 3 years. What we're going to do now, you're going to follow me and we'll start preparing our Semolina pudding. I'm going to add Semolina flour to the already boiling hot water. So I'm going to be adding it gradually. As I'm adding, I'm stirring so that there won't be lumps. We know that children, when there are lumps, and especially for growing children, it might not be easy for them to swallow. So to make that there's no lump, as you're adding the powder, you are stirring continuously. And remember, for children from 6 months and above, the consistency shouldn't be too thick. Not too thick and not too watery. You can decide to be creative with your Semolina pudding. You know, I said this one we are doing now is just 2-star. But you can make it more if you wish. You can actually add palm oil, and you can also add butter, margarine, anything to your Semolina pudding. I'm talking about 2-star. I'm sure you'll be wondering, what do we mean by star when we're talking about food? Each food group actually means a star. Our staple food is 1 star. Plant protein is a star, making 2 star. Animal protein is a star. So all this food, they are 1 star each. Now my semol is ready. All I need to do now is to add my baby milk. You know, I said that for children we don't do adult milk because the digestive system is immature enough, cannot digest the protein that is contained in adult milk. That's why we're using baby milk for children. So we got milk for age. And if you notice, I didn't actually dilute the milk in any water. I just added directly. If you stir consistently, there won't be any lump, as you can see. And don't forget too, I did not add sugar, neither did I add honey. For children between 6 months to 2 years, no need to add sugar and no need to add honey. The baby milk already contains lactose, the sugar in milk, which will make it taste very nice. And like I said, we are going to make this one 3-star in the sense that we are going to give the child fruit after the Semolina pudding. So, I'm good. My Semolina pudding is ready. Yeah, I'm ready to serve now. Really, for children 6 months to 2 years, we need to get a small bowl for them. But in the absence of a small bowl, we are using this as to improvise. So you are going to serve your baby food. And you know that for such age, you might not be able to take a large portion, like 250 meals or 300 meals should be okay. Talking about creativity, we can do a lot with our Semolina pudding. Some others can actually start to make Semolina pudding with ewedu soup. You make your ewedu, it goes with Semolina pudding, and the child is good to go. And for those that wouldn't like to take ewedu, you can do okra with Semolina pudding. I actually love okra. It's very rich in iron and some other vital nutrients. So Semolina pudding and okra can go together. Just that you need to blend the okra because of the seed for the growing child. So Semolina pudding is the meal for today, and I'm sure that you would also want to try it, and it's actually very good. 2-star meal, and don't forget I said you must go with a fruit. So we can do watermelon, orange, apple, carrot, or banana, so that the child can have adequate meal in terms of quality and quantity. Thank you very much.
Mama Junior, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing now?
How body?
How begin they do now?
We done the lot.
Well done, no.
Wetin dey happen? This one where you pack all these things. Now for one time also. You don't think say all these things too plenty for one?
My sister, not too much. You see, now why I don't dey give my pikin complimentary food after constant 6 months of breastfeeding. Doctor say e go good make we dey give our children prepared food wey get micronutrients. Auntie Nurse, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you? I'm fine. Well done.
Wetin be micronutrients?
Let me educate you. Micronutrients are nutrients that are required in the body in a minute quantity. They are quite essential for adequate growth in the body, to build immune system and reproduction. Nutrients are source of nourishment that can be metabolized by an organism to give energy and build tissues.
Now be say this your nutrient, they go dey expensive.
No, all this is not that expensive. You see, food like vegetable, nutrients they there. Fruits you feed it for meat, for fish, for carrot. All these things they there. Just make sure say the food, all of them get calcium.
You are very correct, Mommy Junior. In fact, nutritious foods are less expensive. The most important thing is for you to get the right condiments at the right place. And you are good to go.
You see, now where you don't expect pikin, it go good make you dey arrange food wey dey nutritious so that you and your pikin go dey strong and healthy.
You also need a nutritious and healthy lifestyle to initiate breastfeeding when the baby is born.
Hey, thank you, my sister. Auntie Nurse, as from now on, there's also food wey get good nutrition. I go dey give my pikin a nice food. Thank you.
You're welcome by his Child Crest, and it's all about the child. Nutrition is our focus on the program today, and we are focusing on undernutrition. I still have here in the studio Mrs. Toyin Adams. From your round in the states, Lagos State precisely, that's where you practice, what are those common practices that you think? You have talked about the pressure group empowerment program to aid, to assist the the pregnant women, the women of the downtrodden. From your practice, from your rounds in the state, what are those common practices that you think may militate against attaining this proper nutrition to combat undernutrition that we're talking about?
I would like to go back to the cradle, which is breastfeeding. We have a lot of myths and beliefs that hinders exclusive breastfeeding. And one of the first things we always tell them is initiation, early initiation. It goes a long way in helping the milk to come. Many will say the milk is not coming, but if you don't initiate, the milk will not come. Then positioning and attachment, it's another hindrance. You know, when a woman is not properly positioned, she gets tired of breastfeeding, the baby is not getting enough, the baby gets tired, and the whole thing becomes frustrating. So we always counsel them. We encourage women to come to antenatal clinic during pregnancy. There they will be prepared for how they will care for the nutrition of their child when the child is born.
That's the major prevalence of what you observe in the society.
Yes.
That's breastfeeding. Now, how can the urban folks live a positive lifestyle? I mean, we're talking of rural, but the urban, those enlightened ones, how do you think you can encourage them to also live a positive lifestyle? Living the other things they think they need to take care of them and the growing child.
Well, in this case, everybody has a role. Government has a role. The community has a role. The family has a role. Let's take, for example, a working mother. And that is where we talk about supporting, promoting, and protecting breastfeeding. Here, a working mother needs an environment that encourages her to feed the child, even while at work. And we're talking of having a crèche. And at home, we're talking of the husband, supporting with the household chores, not leaving everything for the woman. The woman needs to take care of that child. The woman needs to prepare for the family. Then the little things that requires to be done in the house, the family members, the husband should be able to support the woman in doing that. And coupled with that, they need effective sensitization on the types of food. You can be affluent and not eating right. Your lifestyle goes a long way in determining your health status and your nutritional status.
You took it out of frame, madam. In rounding off, let's look at, because ignorance is another major disease, really. Like you said, you can't be affluent and you eat the wrong things. You probably, from your experience, what are those food combinations that you think we can play that on? And of course, from your own experience too, tell us the right combination without even spending so much, you know.
For you to have a right combination of food, I would say you think colors. By the time you have different colors of food, I am telling you, you would have touched all the food groups. So whatever diet you want to take, make sure you have one or two of all the food groups present. And it does not require money. Okay. It is having the knowledge that this food, there should be carbohydrate in it, protein is present, fat is present. What fat are you eating? Avoid saturated fat. Take less fats with less cholesterol. Then enough water, minerals and vitamins. We're talking of protective foods, which are fruits and vegetables. Ensure you have it at every meal you want to take. Then you are eating right. The time you eat also matters. Okay. Stop eating late into the night. Eat as early as 3 to 4 hours before going to bed, so that digestion would have taken place before you go to bed. Okay. Then avoid alcohols. If possible, minimize it as much as possible. Smoking, healthy lifestyle, and adequate exercise.
Yes, we've talked so much about nutrition, malnutrition, undernutrition. What's your parting word to people out there so that there will be a high compliance rate?
My advice is to nursing mothers, lactating mothers, to exclusively breastfeed their babies for 6 months. There's no need to add water or any herbal drink. And at 6 months, introduce the child to complementary feeds, that is family foods. If you are not in the knowledge of the right type, we are advised to visit the nearest primary health center to you, where we have food demonstration sessions, and we teach mothers different types of complementary feeds that you can introduce your child to.
Hearing it from Mrs. Tony Adams, a nutritionist expert from Lagos State Ministry of Health. Thank you very much for coming. Be rest assured that we'll knock on the door again.
You're welcome.
We have a lot more to tap from you. Talk about the micronutrients we talked about earlier on. The malnutrition, we've just talked about undernutrition now. We're talking about malnutrition and so many other things. Now, let's go over to the children. The focus is on the child, the growing child. Let's go and meet them in their natural habitat. Let's see them play. Afterwards, we shall have a chit chat with a child psychologist to tell us the importance of play to the well-being of the growing child. We'll be back shortly.
In school, I'll say it's good for them to slide, like you can see them sliding now. As they are sliding, they are exercising, which is healthy for their physical development. And also, in the class, they have series of activities like which the teachers engage them, like block building, they have sorting. Sometimes they come out outdoor activity to play games. They play football, they throw balls, and also we have the puzzle game, like I said earlier on. We have watering. Sometimes the children come out to water the flowers, and as they are doing it, they are learning and they are playing in the area of science. They learn that they have to water their plant for it to grow. So we also have behind, we have a form of basketball where they throw. As they are throwing, they are learning how to exercise their body. And so, so many things, other kind of activities they engage in.
That's our package today, Child Crest. The program has been, and I'm sure very much delighted that you were part of the program, the success story. We target all about the child. If you enjoyed what you saw today, there's only way you can, any other way that you can participate and collaborate with us on this program. Do not hesitate to do that. And nutrition is our series. It's continuous. We'll be back here again same time next week to continue with the advocacy program on the Child Crest. It is all about the child. See you then. Bye for now.